Whenever you read things, you can't seem to retain the information. This is why, and this is what you're going to do about it. Whether you're reading a book, reading a textbook, or just doing your readings for uni, I'm going to tell you how to read something and actually get it to stick in your memory. The whole I can't remember anything that I read is coming from the fact you are passively reading. You're not constantly forming questions about what it is that you're digesting. And you might think this is very interesting because when I read for pleasure, I seem to remember what's going on in this story. Yeah, I'm not constantly thinking like, why does this happen? What's happening? When you're reading for pleasure, you are very interested in what it is you're reading, and you are naturally making those links. Because you care about the characters, you're setting the scene of something in your head. You're reading something non-fiction for pleasure, then you're engaged. You're reading it for fun, and you need to take that into your academic reading. But the way you force yourself to actively engage is by making yourself ask questions. Get a highlighter, literally highlight things and be like, why? What? What does this link to? And as you're reading, have a piece of paper by whatever it is that you're reading and write down these questions. Or just annotate the book or the PDF or the piece of text you're reading. So you've got what you've tried to read, you've got your list of questions, what you're going to do at either the end of the chapter or the end of the page, depending on what it is. You're going to try and find the answer to your questions. It's not in the book. Well, we have the wonders of the internet. Look it up, particularly importantly, if you don't really conceptually understand something. The answer will either be somewhere in the reading or in the book or the textbook, or it will be on the internet. If you find yourself reading something and you're like, I don't even have any questions, force yourself to come up with questions. Use the 12Q2 study methods. This is every 12 lines of reading, you have to have 2 questions that you don't know the answer to, and then you really have to think about it. Then once you've answered all of these questions, when you've finished your reading, I'm going to close it, like so you can't see it, and explain what it is that you have just learned, not word for word. Having answered these questions, having come up with questions and then answered them, you should have a high-level overview of what that reading was just about. Whether it is a university reading, like a paper, or whether it's a page of a CGP revision guide, this point still stands. Whatever the topic is, you should be able to explain the main ideas and the key takeaways, the most important parts. And just say it out loud to yourself, or go and teach someone else. This is the Feynman technique. Teaching somebody else. If you're teaching somebody else, this is great because they have questions for you. And if you can't answer them, you might be like, oh, did I understand it? The point is, you are so much more likely to remember what it is that you've read if you've been constantly forming questions about it, because you are forced to actively engage. And then after that, you need to do some sort of active recall of what it is that you've just learned, because that is what makes it stick in your memory. So be sure to save this video for later to make sure you actually remember what you've read, and follow me for more daily study tips.